crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and we've done a lot of shopping sprees. We've talked about a lot of different things going on. As I've told you before, we're new to the world of quilting, sewing. Never had done that until August of last year. So really 11 months we've been doing this. A lot of you have left comments that you definitely want to see us sewing, want to see us doing some crafts and that, because Lord knows you've seen us buy enough fabric, so you know we've got to be doing something with that fabric, or we should be by now. So today I thought it would be really cool if I showed you one of the projects that I'm working on. I started this project a couple of weeks ago. I hope to get at least the top done today with you. I'm not going to show you us sitting and sewing out some of this stuff on the machine, because a couple of reasons. One is I've actually got a Bernina 790, and that's a whole nother story. I'm not overly thrilled with that machine. I don't know if it's just user. There could be a lot of reasons. So I'm just tossing that out there. At the end of the day, I'm very fortunate. We have a big Christmas in July sale coming next week, and I'm actually getting a new machine. Not replacing the Bernina, because at some point I think I may grow into that machine, but I think right now it's not the machine that I want to be sewing on. So that said, next week I'll do an unboxing with the new machine that we're getting, talk to you about what that looks like. But instead, until then, I want to talk to you about the project that we're working on. So I am doing a table runner. I like to cheat, and what I mean by cheating is it did not take me very long after I took the first couple of quilting lessons. I went in to learn to sew and to quilt. And every time I'd go to do something, the instructor was like, okay, so now we go cut this, trim this, iron, and then you get to come back for 30 seconds and sew. Then you go back and you do more cutting and you do more ironing. I was like, Lord, had no idea how much ironing and other stuff that was involved in this entire process. That said, yes, did not take us very long that we cheated the system, and I bought an AccuQuilt. So I still have some trouble understanding directions on the patterns that we buy. One of the reasons I buy the Villa Rosa is because I think her instructions are so simplistic and so easy to follow. So I appreciate that simplicity. But I fall in love with these patterns that are in Better Homes and Gardens or American Quilters and all these magazines that I still subscribe to. So at some point we'll get better about that. But today I am making a Halloween table topper or table runner, and I cheated the system. I picked the fabrics I wanted, cut those out of the AccuQuilt dies, and now I'm in the process of putting this together. So on my wall behind me, as you can see, it's all multifunctional for us. So let's take that down. Let's get this pinned up and actually show you what I've done up to this point. And sorry, you're going to get to see the better side of me, as some say. But I have actually got this much work done on the table runner already. Now, there's good close-up pictures of this on our Facebook page. And let me see if I can zoom in and not go too crazy. A little bit, okay? Sorry. Again, we're still learning cameras and a lot of things. All of this is new to us. But I decided to cut out these 6 pieces out of the AccuQuilt. And the die that I used, I meant to pull so I would be able to tell you what I was working with. And of course, I forgot to do that prior. And right now it escapes me. So let's just tell you what that overall measurement is, and I can't do that because it appears Curtis moved my tape measure. There it is. All right, so the rectangles that we're working with were cut out of that 4.5 by 8.5 die. So I've got the patterns that I want. I ended up putting the, I think, 2¼ inch strips between them. As I'm looking at it now, we'll see like when I get done with it, but at the end of the day, I think I would have rather had 1.5 inch strips here. I can use the length definitely on our dining table, and later when we get into the holiday season, especially Halloween and Christmas, we'll show you a lot of table arrangements that we do. figurines, all that kind of stuff, because we really do kind of go over the top when it comes to decorating in the fall holidays. So we'll share some of that with you, but I can use the length. That doesn't bother me, but I don't like that there's so much black, I guess, in between my patterns. And I think maybe 1.5 inches would have been better. But you know what? It is what it is. So now I'm to the point I need to come back and put in the top and bottom strip. And so while we talk for a minute, I will pin this up and get this ready to go on the machine. And then I will go in the other room and get this stitched up. But again, like I've talked before, I really like Halloween. Halloween to me is just such a cool time of year. I'm not into the scary spooky, never will be into that scary spooky part of it, but I do just enjoy the Halloween season. So with that said, last year the first 2 quilts I made were 3-yard quilts by Fabric Cafe out of that group. Really liked those. Those ended up going to 2 of the grandchildren for Halloween, and they actually slept with them, I think, until we sent them something different for Christmas. But one of the things that they really liked and thought was so cool was not only did they have Halloween quilts to put on their bed, but our quilts actually glowed in the dark. So they were really happy with that as well. So I've got this bottom pinned up. I am learning more and more to use my pins. I can tell you I was really lazy early on and realized I needed to use pins. And then I kind of got away from it just because I'm like, I'm good enough now. I can hold that fabric, but not quite. So I've got the bottom pinned up. If you notice on the squares too, that I've got them going in a couple of different directions. Someone taught me or told me when we first started doing this that they always liked making their own table runners because what they could do then is have the images go in different directions. And by doing that, it didn't matter where you sat at the table. Everybody had something kind of pointing and looking in their direction. And I thought, oh, how cool is that? Because that's not been my experience with the commercial stuff. So I kind of stole that idea, and so I do the same thing. And so I purposely tried to cut and pick some patterns so it wouldn't matter which direction you were setting. It looked like there was a square or something that was kind of set out for you specifically. So I've got this piece all pinned up. Got to go over to the sewing machine. I'll sew that up, trim it out, and then once I do that, I'll come back and share with you what that piece looks like from that step, and then we'll talk about the outer border and what that looks like. So be back in a few. All right, guys, so back after getting that sewn. So let me trim up just a little bit here. Sorry, I didn't think about zooming out. There. And so let me get this piece trimmed up, and then we'll look at putting the final outside border on and share with you what we're looking at. So I do think at the end of the day, I am going to end up quilting this. We do have a sit-down Sweet 16 machine. I absolutely love and bought that over Christmas and just happened to find it at one of our quilting guilds, and the lady that actually owned it, I don't think even used it all that much, but I've really enjoyed having that. Still send out like the big Dr. Seuss Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the quilt that I just got done there. I've got the top done. I still need to cut and trim and get the back put on. But with that said, I'll actually take that over to a friend and have them do the long arm on it because it's just too much for me to wrestle still here on the Sweet 16. But I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. I mean, overall, I'm happy with the pattern, happy with the way things look. So I have, whoa. Again, sorry for having my back to you, but here is the... Hey crafters, welcome back in. So you may have noticed right in front of this, the video just kind of stopped. That's because I did not realize we were still using the SIM card in the camera, and I thought I had been deleting those videos and uploading them to the cloud. Apparently not. So when I pinning up the Tablerunner, turned back around to find out that apparently the card's full, and I'm honestly not sure how to delete that so we could go back to that room and finish. So instead you'll see that we're in the sewing room. Doesn't matter. Also, second time recording this because I forgot to change my camera from photo to video, so actually just took a photo of myself and then sit here and talk for 7 minutes. So again, we're so new at this. You know, we appreciate the patience, the ones that are tuning in, all those new subscribers. That just really means so much to us, but we appreciate it. Our thought is we just want to share our experiences, what we're going through as we learn and begin this journey into quilting sewing. We've got other stuff that we want to show you that we do because we've been crafting for several years together, and there's a lot of things for us to show. But at the end of the day, this video was about a kind of a sew and tell along, and I want to give you a chance to see. I did take pictures of this for everyone, and it is over on our Facebook page, so you can see some pictures of the overall Tablerunner. Turned out to be about 18 by 44 inches. That I think is going to really work well for us. But if you can see overall, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. The rectangles, so the center may be a little bit smaller than I had liked. And like I said, going back and redoing this, I may actually use that 1.5 inch black border around it. I'm really happy with the outer border though. I think that really just helps this whole thing pop. But that said, this is going on our dining room table for Halloween this year. You know, we've talked about we love the holidays. I especially like Halloween. Curtis is not as much of a fan, but whatever, it's our house, right? So Halloween for us, our dining room table. Last year, I was able to find the large dinner plates from Fiesta Ware, and I bought a collection of orange. I bought a collection of black, and then we ended up with appetizer plates. I think they came from Crate and Barrel. If not, they probably came from West Elm. We tend to shop both those stores. But it's the peanut collection. And so it shows all the peanut characters, and those fit just perfect on the Fiesta Ware plates, and that really made our table pop. This will be the Tablerunner that we will use this year, so that will be in the center of everything. And then I actually just received pumpkins the other day, and those pumpkins are actually, we'll end up decorating those out, and I'll put some floral arrangement, ribbons, bows, all that kind of stuff on top of them. That actually will be another video. So we do a lot of different crafting, and you know, if you're interested in just sewing quilting only, you know, we may not be your guys. Like I said, we're new. We're still trying to learn all of this. But we do enjoy different things. We really enjoy the home decor aspect. So we'll kind of bounce around at times, but we'll make sure we have that in the title so you all understand. But anyways, I appreciate you all joining in. The new subscribers, our numbers have really shot up over the last week or so. That means a lot to both me and Curtis. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate the comments. We try to respond to each of those. And some of you have sent emails in encouraging us. And that means a lot to us because we're still trying to get this all figured out. So if you like what you're hearing, today's video may have been a little scattered, a little bit different than what we had originally meant. But if you like today's video, give us a thumbs up if you would. Hit that subscribe button. We really like seeing those subscribe come in. We try to respond to any comments that you might leave below. But other than that, until next time, happy crafting.